When Lon Trost gazes out at the newest incarnation of Yankee Stadium, the longtime pinstripe devotee sees a very familiar sight.
When I look out there, all I do is see Yankee Stadium.
By that, he means the new Bronx Palace resembles the previous renovated stadium, and that it also incorporates the historical touches of the original baseball cathedral known as the house that Ruth built. And that's by design.
We tried to replicate Yankee Stadium, and I think we did a fair job in doing so.
The Yankees' chief operating officer is certainly proud of this $1.5 billion creation, the most expensive sports facility ever built in the United States. And it is grand in every way possible. The granite and limestone facade restores the look of the original stadium, which opened in 1923. And now with 26 World Championships to showcase and legions of Hall of Famers to honor, the new stadium now serves as an unmistakable monument to Yankee greatness. Above the 52,325 seats, the distinctive frieze now once again adorns the top deck, as it did when Babe Ruth christened the original stadium with a homer on April 18, 1923. Also blending the old and the new is Monument Park, which was reinstalled slightly to the right, beyond the center field wall. Fans can still visit the plaques of Yankee greats like Ruth and the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Back inside the building, the celebration of team history continues, where generations of stars are hailed in the Great Hall. And then there's the Yankees Museum, where Don Larson pitches to catcher Yogi Berra, commemorating the only perfect game in World Series history. Between the two statues in the flight of the ball is Autograph Wall, featuring 950 baseballs signed by former Yankees, both big name and small. As for today's Yankee players, they'll find that the field dimensions are exactly the same as those in the stadium's most recent edition, which featured walls in left center that were moved in twice. That eliminated the famed Death Valley.
One thing we couldn't do is actually replicate the field dimensions, because I don't think we could have center field at 465 feet. However, we did maintain the identical dimensions that we've had for many, many years in the facility we just left. The other thing we did slightly different is we made home plate 20 feet closer to the backstop. That's to bring the fans closer to the field, closer to the game.
And those fans with the biggest of wallets will be paying a king's ransom for the privilege. It's hard for the average fan to fathom, but the top ticket is priced at $2,625 per game. Not exactly recession-minded pricing.
We have about 5,000 seats. The numbers are probably 54 that are expensive. There's no question they're expensive, and there are people, there are companies that can afford that. To build a stadium, to provide as many fans across the board with what we wanted to provide, you needed somebody to subsidize that.
But Trost, a Yankees attorney for 25 years, who actually began with the team as an ice cream vendor in 1963, says nearly the entire stadium is not exorbitantly priced.
If you take out those 5,000 seats, 90% of the ballpark is $100 or less.
The lowest price ticket is a bleacher seat obstructed by the Mohegan Sun Sports Bar in dead center field. It can be yours for $5, while other bleacher patrons will pay $12 or $14. All in all, the average ticket at this new glittering stadium costs $73, the most in the majors, and up 76% from last year. Fans can bear that in mind when they stretch out in wider seats with more legroom and sample upscale food from the stadium's 16 restaurants, 2 of which are open to the general public without tickets. There are 60 luxury suites of various extravagance, ranging in price from $600,000 to $850,000 per season. The stunningly sharp center field scoreboard measures 59 by 103 feet, 6 times larger than the old stadium's low-tech version. And in another nod to the days of DiMaggio and Mantle, an auxiliary scoreboard has reappeared on the outfield wall. As for keeping track of the other teams, how's this for 21st century technology?
This is monitoring their at-bats.
A video room is right behind the Yankees dugout, where an on-deck hitter can watch an opposing team's pitcher moments before facing him. And yes, it's legal. Enter the clubhouse and you'll find space, comfort, and connectivity. Each locker includes a computer console to keep the players informed and on time. Bottom line, the Yankees wanted no detail overlooked.
We literally had every single department at every level sit in the equivalent of a conference room, and we went over every aspect of the building, from the top to the bottom.
In building the new stadium, the Yankees had 3 goals: replicate the original design, make it as comfortable as possible, and provide the most modern of amenities. From whichever vantage point you choose, the stadium hit it out of the park. But its whopping price tag and the cost of admission to ordinary baseball fans appears destined to be part of its legacy as well. John Klobuchar, The Associated Press.